I'm live. Let's see. Oh, wait 1 second. Oh, cool. Oh. 1 second, I have a cat issue. 1 second, I'll be right back. Just trust me, I'll be right back. Okay. Hey, sorry about that. Anybody who was lingering and wondering what's going on. Let's see, almost about 2 minutes and a half. Bye. Coyote here. How are you today? It is Thursday, and this is a late report, a late Oracle check-in, much later than I thought, because I did choose to do Lyft, and I did get shot out to Boston. Did two. One of them was out to Boston, so that's about an hour. But on the way back, I didn't mean to take I took an exit that we should have took a different one, blah, blah, blah. So I'm letting you know that sometime today before 7 p.m., 8 p.m., I'm getting a mic. Probably look at Amazon, the lower prices, because I went on another site and wasn't seeing what I really wanted to see. So I'll be checking out doing that. And I have a list, doing the mic, the Oracle read, just a few other things here. Let's see. I even write. Wow, yeah. I don't even know what that. Okay, and then this one, I don't know what that. Oh yeah, I know what that is too. So I read this whole list, and I wrote it in a pen that was kind of funky. But I have to go back later because I had a session with someone today, and I was taking notes in the flowery pen because the skinny side of the pen didn't work. So I'll be getting more pen because every now and then I have a pen that conks out on me, so can't take notes and stuff like that. Anyway, today is like helping the planet means helping yourself. Helping the planet means you. Helping the planet. Hey, how are you? Helping the planet means you stepping up, you helping you. So before I go into card reading for today, I wanted to say that just very last minute, I'm going to use this thing that I made here, the books that I make, and I did my appreciation list. Now, the appreciation list could be one thing and it could be many, but certainly in your life, you find something to be appreciative about, whether it's breathing the air, your shower works, you like your dog, you like your kid, you like your shirt you put on. You find something in the people around you that you like your blankets, you like your pillows, you like that all is working out for good. Whatever it is, you just don't jot down that little bit. Like I said, my car, but I also said my new car, my new truck car that's coming. I know it's going to be white. It's one of 3 vehicles. It's on the way. I know. And the more I see myself picking it out or having the essence of feeling, it's mine. Just like I should have didn't write down the floor to move, but I wrote down my bed and my kitties and my art, my crystals, my cards. Which one of the new cards I want to get? I've mentioned it a long time ago, or maybe last week. I want to get the, definitely want to try the Bernadette. Bernadette Carter King came out with an animal tarot deck, but each animal also mimics the Rider-Waite deck. Now that's tarot. That's okay, because I'm going to be learning that too. Every deck you have is unique. While the Oracle kind of overviews and reads and brings up some details and has that overview of kind of a yes, no, you're doing the right thing, support yourself, whatever, don't support yourself. The tarot has other little bits too, but still, they all tell a story, and cards, for the most part, if you're pure of heart, are never wrong, because there's always some essence in that for you. So I wanted to share that. I started my appreciation journal, which I think is a great time. If you're willing, you can get, you don't have to just get it from me and me making up something funky. You certainly can get your own little book from a dollar store or Wally World, or you could spend, $15 to $30 and get something really special, whatever appeals to you. And then you put in the words and phrases that you shall have appreciation of in your life. So yeah, like that. And then I wrote, I am that I am, which kind of was going to springboard into helping the planet means you stepping up. All of us stepping up and really doing that inner dive to clean out the stuff and really seeing why we say something. Is it from heart or ego? Like a lot of guys who are of a sensitive nature, maybe still warring with some ego, doing like letting the girl take care of it all, letting the wife take care of it all, letting Gaia take care of it all. And no, you got to step up like the nobility in Lord of the Rings and put on your, little fighting gear. But in this case, it's not necessarily that you have to go out and kill and wield a sword, but you will be wielding the sword of the frequency of love, which is different than the armor of God. It's not the same thing. This is a whole new step up. It's a whole new step up in energy, knowing that you are energy and you are a Jedi, you are immortal, you are a God force on earth. You're suits in these humans, but you're spiritual. And a lot of people say, but I'm only human. I'm only human. Oh, forgive me because I'm only human. Well, that crap is going to go out because you are crystalline. You are a crystal. You are an angel put in this experience. So therefore, if you are your avatar, this is what you're walking around with right now, but you get to shift that. You get to create it. You get to be more. You get to morph. You get to morph in your mind and go into a med bed or a bed or a coffin of type and visualize where you want to be, where your energy is, what you look like, and what's coming back. And you won't let yourself stop you. You don't even share that with people who are going to poop on it because that's not doing yourself a favor. You stepping up to you means you living from your heart in spite of difficulty. And that takes a brave soul. And we're all getting brave and we're all having our lessons, but as we step up more and more miracles open up for us. And that's just the way it is. Even myself, I haven't got all the laws of the universe memorized, but they ain't just the law of attraction. There's like 12 to 22 laws of the eternal universe. And change is one of them. Change is the constant. Change never changes. It's eternally change. It's supposed to change. The law of karma is coming to an end. We're going to be jumping off that wheel soon for most of us. Some won't. And some of us are still kind of like, do I want a new earth or do I want to like this old stuff? And you know what? One can't for the other. One can't for the other. Be whole. Be whole and complete. Be full. Live full out. And the other part to that is you'll be stepping into your mastery. You'll be stepping more into your psychic ability and manifestation when you do that as well. And it won't even be a practice. It'll be just breathe in the air kind of a thing. It's going to be good. And it is good. Like that. So helping yourself means that the guys need to step up a little bit more. And some of the females, hopefully, they'll be also stepping up too. But the light warriors that are women and healers and helpers, they've gotten to a place where they need to do so much in rest. We need to do so much in rest and trust and let the unfolding help. But we're only in a temporary holding pattern. Someone asked me yesterday to do cards with the mainstream media, and I didn't because when I go on right now, this is not about doing cards for everybody. This is about I'm choosing the topic, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to do a delivery. And you can stay and listen or not. It's really okay. You have your soul then. You have a choice. Just click away, baby. It's all right. So, but I was curious. I did it later. So what I had, 2 cards came. I don't even remember what they were. But for me, it was that there would be a huge shift between 3 weeks and 8 weeks for mainstream media. And someone else in their cards brought up that mainstream media would probably default perhaps as part of the plan, and go, oh, but we were hacked. Oh, but we didn't know. With, like giving you all this news that we had like solid foundation on. We didn't know. We didn't know. We're telling you all these, well, it's not us. Some will do that. Some won't. Some won't acquiesce. And some will come out and say, no, you motherfucker, we just plain were duped. It's going to be like it is all across the planet. People waking up more, and it'll be just a mix of things going on. I also don't completely agree with Michelle Fielding. I have to look at her material. She has been a great psychic from the UK. But, and this is kind of old. Like if you were, kind of taking the medicine in the arm, and you had the radiation, as part of it in the arm, that AI could control you, right? But the AI isn't going to go in the bad direction at this time. Now, can AI control you? Yeah, it depends on who's, got the steering wheel. However, AI is not going to be that, and there are light workers who can pull stuff from the body, and it's going to happen. So, and also, whenever there's a poison, there's an antidote, and you are the key. You are the key in your belief, and you are the key in your power. So if you believe that something you took, you're having second thoughts about bothering you, okay, granted, but you don't need to linger there. You need to linger in your power. You need to linger in your light power, because that is going to help transform and transmute too. And that makes it easier for other light workers when they come to work on you to pull this stuff up, because you believe it, and it won't stay stuck, because you have to do your own surrendering. You have to do your own work. And that kind of comes from a mentor, friend, equal person who has said, surrender. So we must surrender. I didn't take the medicine because I don't need it. I don't need it. That's enough. And I might have had some medicine way past, but not, I have not had an injection of any kind since I was like 6 years old of anything. So I'm not going to start now. That's just my first choice. That was beyond anything that's ever out there. That I know who I am, but forget that. You don't get to tell me. So, but in this steps, and it's really tricky. It's really tricky. You can't go be blaming. Oops, I pointed. Don't point. You can't go be pointing. That's a distraction. And here's something I learned today in terms of my own energy work. When I took stuff from the body in sessions, I was wanting it to be assisted by like archangels or the light or the good light to be transmuted and go where it could not do harm to anything or anyone, no multiverses, no places, not even itself. However, I was given a suggestion, which is called, thank you very much, I appreciate you compliment. What I was suggested was to send it to the golden portal, which was created to take things that are evil, bad, malignant, horrible, might multiply in itself, whatever diabolical or wonkiness it could be, and send it to the golden portal, because that portal was created to actually transmute it and dismantle it in such a way it cannot go anywhere else. So I was kind of doing the same thing. I'm going to try out this golden portal thing because it's nice. And I was explaining to her that one of the last people I worked on, I had to use red dragon power energy, and he morphed into two. At first in my mind, I called it like holograph, but it was really like two real parts of him, which actually holograph is really real anyway. Not really big. And I had to have it. And the main dragon is kind of still with me, where I sent that thing out of the body. And I know he might be watching this other person, not you, but this other person, because I was dealing with somebody who has like their perspective, their experience had created and or moved into a place where there's very low frequency energy and or demonic and or whatever these things are. And I didn't want to almost work on him, to be honest with you, because I've lived in those places before and I didn't like it. And it's icky. It's more than icky. It's like they're there. Poltergeist and evil things, they're real. It's part of a dimension, and they can, when the portal is open, by your words, so innocent as you are or not, come in. And once they come, they're freaking hard to get rid of, because you so have to be like out. You so have to know that. It can't be like, oh, and I got rid of these things. Oh, want to hear my story? Oh, come on, hear my story, because I had all these bad things in my house. Oh, yeah, let's just tell that story. No, you don't do all that crap. you handle it. You stay steadfast. You tell it to go and how in a certain way, how to go and you mean it. You know, wishy-washy, this let it go, because I understand you in power. Can't be like a wimp. And you can't be afraid. If you're still afraid, yeah, they could linger. And there's knowing where to send them and be with that. And I think some will go really quick. And in my past, um, all of it didn't go right away. I had to get help because I know what the hell I was doing then anyway. Because I was conjuring in this place that was a portal, was an old building in an old area of this town I lived in. It's like, oh yeah, wait for a party, wait for a human to make a mistake with their mouth. Me, because you think you play acting, or you think you're just tough or whatever, or you think that you're protected, don't worry. So that's where if some of you ever get interested in demonology and you are so feeling grounded, protected, and you can work with protection and work with your strong mind and heart, it really is knowing the enemy or knowing that kind of energy to work with. Because once you know the energy, you can't be afraid of it. You won't be afraid of it. Just won't be afraid of it. And I admit that, like, in some moments, like, okay, I'm checking in with myself. Am I afraid? Am I afraid? I'm going to check myself out before I do the next thing. Because, yeah, it matters. Whew, anyway, yeah. So I know today when I do finally do the cards, and I didn't fix my paperwork, lazy girl. Whatever, I'm getting to it. And so much on I have a list. I have a list here. I know it's in prescription writing, but I have a list here that I left the house. I left the house. I had this magic happen that my Lyft app works, so I can drive. Because evil Uber kicked me off from telling people, "Oh, do you want to wear a mask? I don't have to wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. It's okay. I'm all right. Don't wear a mask." Well, they even wrote me, "Oh, we can't have you back because you didn't wear the mask." Well, in Massachusetts, the evil governor said, "Oh, that's lifted. That restriction's lifted on June 15th. I never wore a mask, but then I have to stop rideshare. Now that I have my Lyft app work, for as long as it works, I'm going to give people rides. And it's a way to make a little extra income while I take on this other job, which is going to be really, hopefully cool, delivering auto parts. Because it's kind of freeing. It's like freedom for me when you drive. And I use their car. So we're going to find out tomorrow because I'm doing some hours tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. We'll see how it goes. And I didn't want to deliver pizza because I felt the hourly wage rate per hour of that place was a little bit too low. Like Papa Gino's around here, and they're supposed to start at $9 an hour. This other place started just over $5, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not equitable. So, and then there's DoorDash, and plus I'm going to be putting out all this stuff for my oracle cards and healing. So I just like that's what I want to do, my artist stuff like that, So that's what I'm going to do. Just like if anybody wanted to have a journal that was funky made, not my journals that are all detailed and come with a pendant. I got those too. And I'm going to see if I'm going to take it off Etsy because I don't know if Etsy is working for me. And I really just want to focus too on the oracle cards, intuition, psychic ability, and also sending this energy out there because I really think that's going to be helpful to a lot of people. And it's also, it's you getting it from source, like the information or the energy, but it's also helping you so you can step fully into your power, transmute any whatever wonkiness is going on with you. It's not meant so you can like have oracle readings and psychic stuff forever on another person. I mean, it's helpful sometimes when you can't get it yourself, of course. And when you get the energy done by people who have the light codes or whatever coming in, it's not that you might not even have it, but this will help activate, this will help transmute, this will help move energy if you're so willing. But if you still hold on to a victim mentality, or if you still hold on to I can't, it's a little bit more like, well, then I gotta see you like twice a week. And that's not necessarily because you're coming onto a planet where this is about your power. So we're all gonna be helping each other, lift each other up to our power and our special gifts and abilities. And some of us have all that stuff in place growing. Some of us are stepping into these new skills or these dormant skills. And like a butterfly, we're forming in the muck. And we're just about ready for the cocoon to break, right? And some are just, I'm a thought, and I might be a butterfly soon, but I'm not ready. So I'm going to go get some help. And that's okay too. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't reach out to me. I've left my phone number. I've left my email. That's all I can do. I don't do no voodoo over your head. It's you have fingers enough. You have finger enough. You have thought enough. You can find me and you can reach out. I need reading. I need this and that. If you don't have dollars, I get it. And it's not to like overuse someone's skill and ability and be, like a trespass. I just don't want to deny you if you don't have it. But if you do have $1, send me $1. If you do have $20, send me $20. If you win the lottery or something happens and you want to send more, you have to do what your heart calls you to do. You have to live from your truth center. I don't deny help. Donations mean love donations. Donations mean that at some point you help someone, whatever it is. It could be a chicken, although I don't eat meat. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. So, and I don't eat pretzels. There's certain things I just don't do anymore. I don't actually just recently I started to miss coffee, but I don't need it. I don't eat some stuff. I don't do it. I don't drink soda. The thing that I do the kombucha. And then I've been starting to drink more water, which I'm so proud of myself because I used to drink water amazingly when I was a yoga disciple. But now getting water back, water. In fact, while I'm talking, 1 second. So before I came on, I put the light codes in the hoo-ha, put the light codes around here. And I am going to go to the cards now. And I really would like to know if a message that will help us step up. And again, these cards, because of the cards they are, because I'm at where I'm at, I'm not going to read you anything, cruel or backward or anything. These cards are spiritual. And they're meant for you to own, to live into, to dive in, to feel and empower yourself. You don't do no black voodoo here. You don't do no black witchery here. And I guess that's okay if you're into it. And I more want to see the positive of it. It's not that we know one of the cats is knocking on the door. I was away earlier because one of the cats had a upchuck accident, and it was in a darker part of the hallway. I discovered, so I didn't want. I lived with my father, and I didn't want him to have either a fit or stuff in it. So forgive me. We're gonna go right to the oracle read. You can come in around. All right, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. I don't know where you think you're going, dude. Just got nature. Yeah. So pretty much the cards right now I want to do is really just a message. I mean, it's late in the day, but a message for us to help our hearts, help us in stepping into these events. So let me just say this. For the most part, you must be feeling that the earth is cleaning up. For those of you who are sensitive, the earth is really cleaning up. And that while there may still be some of these bad players or evil on the planet, not as much. I think last night I felt a little funky of something, but also you have to understand we all have personal experiences where if we have any of our own disbelief left, that's part of the psychological invisible programming that we have beliefs like, oh, this is going to get you, or it's a good man, whatever. And so we all have our own, and it's for us to stay steadfast and say, I don't consent. I do not consent. That is old program thought. And no, go. Yeah. The changes within and the changes without on the planet. But Gaia is also a little tired, so it needs us to step up, and especially in guys. Guys need to step up more instead of relying on, but my wife will fix it, my girlfriend will fix it, and the food's on the table because she put it, she's gonna go get it. No, get that. You're gonna step up as a warrior of light and feel your feelings. Doesn't make you weak. It makes you know yourself. It makes you know yourself where something came from and why it still is. That makes you strong. That makes you strong. It makes you know. One of my friends is wonderful intellect, super bright, But when that person is like in their anxiety and they're wanting to maybe speak with me, connect more, or do something as an adult, but he's got young children all over his head, and it brings up his own, maybe not being nice. So I tolerated it in one conversation because we both needed to connect and self-express. But I know this in me. I don't prefer it, and I actually left him a message to say, hey, don't do that anymore. Catch yourself. You're too smart. Don't do that anymore. And just know if it happens again, and it could slip. If it's a pattern, it's a habit. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to end the conversation, and we can begin afresh when there's a more even feel, because you have to deal with your feelings and whatever's happening in your family. And I don't need to be witness to it, because for me it's kind of an abuse, and you don't mean it that way. It's just a thing that happens. It's been practiced. It's been understood in the programming, and it comes out. Sometimes you don't know you really do something, or you think it's okay because the other adults will understand. But I just want to bear witness to it, because it's not. I don't want it to become my junk. It becomes my junk if I don't hold it in. It becomes my junk if I keep on witnessing it, and am on the peripheral of the discomfort or abuse. So I ain't doing it. But they're allowed to be who they are. It's not for me to change them. It's just maybe they don't know what they're doing. I had someone, just briefly, a long time ago say something to me about my behavior in like a Oriental restaurant, where she felt I was speaking broken English to the waitress. And she's right. I could have been. And it wasn't done out of disrespect. I know that restaurant very well, and I was very tired. And sometimes the English language is not completely understood. And so I limited my expression. Should I have? I did. Could another intellectual say, don't do that? That's probably true, probably the truth. But that was my choice at the moment, and I was berated by my friend, who I had discovered a little bit earlier on had been high, never came to my house high before, but she did. And there were other things happened that I really wanted to speak to her, but not while we were going to dinner. So I thought I would open up the subject, and so much more other kind of nuances of subtle dysfunction were going on and at me. So I thought I would, over a friendly dinner, open up the conversation in such a way to say, I felt a certain way. I would like to talk about it, because obviously you saw something. But it didn't get that far when she basically said, and I don't tolerate that behavior in anybody, and I'm not going to do it in you. And that was like, okay, we didn't get to the complete order yet. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to leave, because I don't need to be right, and I don't need to talk to someone who's high. And I let the friendship go. The door is closed, but it's not nailed shut. But I don't intend to help her. Unless I hear like maybe her child dies, but I've been feeling like it's okay to let it. Sometimes there are friendships and things you have to just let lie, because you're changing a lot. And because you're changing and being a conscious observer, good card. You can't go back. You're learning all the time. You're observing. You're learning all the time, and you're feeling within what happens. So let's say, how can we best meet this day in our own stepping up on this planet? What would be good for us to know here? What would be good for us to know? Some of these cards are upside down and right side up. That's how they got shuffled, or how I did whatever to them. So that means they may be stalled. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I don't know how many cards we're going to get. Hopefully we'll be able to interpret them in a way that will help us in our stepping up and taking on our own power. Almost done. Oh, there's a lot of hold up here. Temporary. All right, not the last one. Not the last one. So, yeah. I didn't know that I didn't shuffle. I thought I shuffled, maybe I didn't. But anyway, last card. It's a good card. It's all good. We meant to see this card. So there's a little bit of a temporary hold up, basically meaning that we all are feeling the Mercury retrograde, which goes to the 22nd of this month. It does mean to, in terms of the planet needing help, there's a little more cleanup to be done, not too much. But there's a hold up, there's a timing element going on. And that's what we have to remember. Frequency and as we're interacting in these bodies and with ego, there's a frequency of timing that happens with things. It doesn't mean you have to stop being your light, stop being your truth, but that which we're bringing in has its timing. So 19, 13. Okay, so this is number 3. Gratitude, honor the sacred in every creation. Honor the sacred in every creation. So you've got the coin-made goddess, you've got prosperity, you've got hospitality, you've got the different directions coming together. The earth in its fulfillment of lush, we want to say the presentation of kindness to each other. But there's a little bit of a holdup still. And that probably has to do with the things in the arm and people starting to awaken just a little, even if they know something's wrong. Today I talked with someone that I helped, and I could see that he was a light around him, light person. But something was a little off. And so then he shared with me. He did have the thing, but he felt that he should have the thing because it's like a type of sales or representation job where he was going to meet all these people and affluent people, and that he should have this thing. His company so much didn't force him as it was his choice, but he regretted it because he could see where it went really against how he feels because he's so for America and freedom and knowing truth. And he lives in Florida. And I was bringing him to the airport in Boston from this place, this restaurant. And his group of people that he had the meeting with, maybe it was a sales, like regional meeting or something, they were all very thrilled of themselves in getting the medicine in their arm. And he kind of couldn't stand it. He couldn't, he didn't understand even that kind of like, oh, they were cheering each other on that they had it, because their programming was that was the right thing to do to protect everyone, even if it wasn't for themselves. But it was so good if they did, even for themselves. But here's the thing: when you have to explain something like that, and kind of almost make the other side feel bad about that, what you have is a potency. You have a program in yourself that doesn't trust your heart, and that's you have to be loud like that because you didn't listen to your heart. Now, it could go another way. We all know of truthers who are going like, we have to combat this evil, and we have to do the armor of God over their head, and we have to, like, I don't know, we're all the shungai, and so fear goes the other direction too, because those people have shadow in their own way in fear. So the light workers, the star seeds, the way showers, the ones who are truly, maybe it's me, I think it's me, but there are people, it's not just a word, it's a practice, it's your being, it's your inside yourself, and you're really being exposed because you know the power that you have, and you are you're striving, and at times, And so we're here to help remind us, and y'all out there, whoever listens, because we all have this. They always wonder one is all. And I think there's more people awareness. Awakening is kind of an overused term, but there's very, very many levels, and it is about really coming to terms with, in a sense, making that shadow your friend, understanding that shadow is a mirror, and you get to say, that's a meanie, nope. You get to say no to it and step in to that divine power that you are. All you are. We may know us as this, but this is temporary. Mine's 28 years old. What's yours? Ta-da! So the second card that was upside down, fulfilling opportunities are on the horizon, number 6. Number 6 is to let go of negative energy, and that, yes, you will know what to do. Yes, oh God, I'm getting excited. You will know what to do. It is a negative energy. Connect with your higher self, embrace your inner self, right? More self-love and self-care. So a little more in all of us, a little more love and self-care, and be super honest with you. So be super honest as you talk to other people, not exposing yourself like that and people around you who totally are going to want to argue with you, but you still get to stand in your honor by speaking a particular way that is truth and taking good care of you, right? And yes, you can do anything. Connect with your guides. This is the angel. This is my angel card. Oh, crap. Angel card. Angel card. There she is. Fulfilling opportunities are on the horizon. If it looks like it's temporary slowness, trust it's there. Keep visualizing. Keep desiring. Don't get upset with yourself if it didn't happen like in 1 more hour. If it does, great. But give yourself, remember I said my cards yesterday about sort of some things were 3 weeks, 8 weeks, first week of August. So somewhere in there, there's more boom. And besides, July 4th is coming and someone's supposed to talk. Maybe they're going to talk at Mount Rushmore on July 4th, Okay. Your goal is within reach. This is a number 9. This is sharing your special divine wisdom and skills and abilities with the world. This is about knowing that your passion is, and you want to hold it back. You want to feel it and let yourself start to do those things that make you super happy. That is what you are to do. And I understand it's a little bit like, well, how do I do it if I have to pay, family and blah, 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 and pay bills and stuff? This is where trust comes in, and we're in a place on the planet that breathe it in and say, and kind of what I used to do in the past was, okay, you want me to do this? I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. But you got to keep your part. God, universe, me, avatar. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep walking that road. Show me. And you can do that with humility and grace and ask to connect with your high beings of light. You can command in your powers or your power energies. That's what you do with that, and transmute the dysfunction. If you still feel so called, if you feel you're a light worker. But I used to feel I was feeling uncomfortable, and so I was discussing with someone. I was feeling uncomfortable about using the command. And so it can sound like a little bit like, yes, I'm egotistical or too full of myself, and that's not really it. Because the power that I am is, but the powers I'm drawing in are for everyone. And they are the masters of the 7th ray. They are the ascended masters and the angels and the archangels and the Elohims and the great entities of old, of millennium that have been around and are honestly so amazing. They're for us. They want to know from us. They want to help us, but we don't have to ask, and we can bring them in with our grace. So that's good. So yeah, number 9. Share your wisdom with the world, your talents. I just said that, but it's cosmic consciousness. It's linked to compassion and empathy. Now, if you feel like you're just totally giving to everyone, that's what you have. Like, I've got to save the world. I've got to martyr. I've got to expose myself as the righteous one. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because that's giving your power away. And that has an essence to lack-mindedness, can't-do-itness, victim-is, not really trusting the oneness. And that's okay. If you're there, it's okay. It's okay. Just go, I could have did that. All right, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that for the next hour. Practice little steps then. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't do that. That's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying like call you out and be hard on yourself. 0. No. So this is all about, we're going to step into us. We're stepping up. We're helping the planet, but also being kind to ourselves as we embrace our own fulfillment and richness and hospitality and our graciousness and the blend of the gratitude and honoring the sacred in every moment. So it just means we're stopped up a little bit. We may be working out some of our backward stuff, but let it be. We're stepping into it. Be gentle with yourself. Your angel is there for you. Your angel, your fulfilling opportunities are there. So they're going to happen. Those new skills and abilities that you want, which is your goals within reach. Number 9, the goal is within reach. It's right there, but it's a timing thing. Sometimes the analogy I like to use is you got your plane ticket, you got your suitcase, you got your dollars in place, or you got your attitude in place, but you go to the airport expecting that plane to take off. And if you showed up early, that plane is not going to take off for you. Unless it was just on the runway and you happen to bribe everybody some way, the plane will take off. Otherwise, your ticket says a time and a date, and at the date, that plane takes off. So we've got to chill a little bit while we're honoring ourselves and having this percolate to have everything with divine timing just expedite and happen at the right place. But it is. So we're going to help Gaia and ourselves. We help ourselves by stepping up to Gaia, and Gaia is there, but now it's us, especially the Gaia energy, to be a little bit more than I'm a hero and my lady does everything for me. No. Embrace yourself and feel your divine feminine. You don't have to put on lipstick. You don't have to wear heels. But embrace your all yourself, and then do some more that you haven't done. And some of you know who you are. It's not every guy. Some of you know who you are. And then expand your horizons. Number 4 being, this is the leap of faith. Yeah. The leap of faith, being yourself, getting out of our comfort zone to be our divine selves, because we were dumbed down. We were dumbed down over it. It was like, oh, it has to be all about money, or all about education, or all about or you don't look good unless you have the right suit, the right car, the right house, the right girl. It has to look a certain way. The outside has to be this shiny thing. No way. The inner journey, the inner self makes the outer self bright and miraculous and brings in that magnetism of what you desire. So expanding your horizons. I want to say this is Sarah. This is Mary Magdalene. The sun's in the way. Sorry, let me try to fix this. Okay, a little bit better. So this is Jesus, Christ of Jesus, and Mary Magdalene's daughter Sarah, and she went on a journey. And I think the journey, maybe this is someone different. I'm going to get them all mixed up. I think so. This is her. Let me look it up, okay? Because it's a really cool story if that's her. So I don't want to mess it up. But I believe that's what it is. And the reason why I want to bring it in, because it's still it all goes with the topic that I brought up today. So sorry, taking me a moment. That's not her. How can I find it fast? Okay. Just sorry about that. Let's try this one. I'm almost there, I think. Yeah. Okay, so in history, we're going to find out that there was like Egypt in Ireland. There were people from the Middle East in Ireland and stuff like that. So this is Sarah. This is the daughter of Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ. And it depicts her in the Green Isle. And so what the author wrote was, begin a quest on the hero or heroine's journey. Whether you are moving the physical body or just your mind, you will accumulate knowledge for yourself and others. We can shift the current paradigm and move on. We shift the current paradigm for Gaia, who's kept us up and been here for us through all the junk and jazz we did to her and in her. And we're Gaia too. So we're changing our Merkaba. We're changing our whole DNA, our light field. We're changing us. And some of us are going kicking and screaming. because they're way in 3D and may never get out, may never even get to 4, even touch 5. They will come back. They will come back another lifetime because they're scared. And the programming also runs deep. And it will be people that we love, or people that we care about, or even strangers that we wish would have an epiphany. And you have to let it be okay because, again, the all is one and the one is all. It goes back to infinite source mind, God form, God source, the matrix of, not like the earth matrix, but the matrix, the granddaddy, the father, mother, God. It's we come from such a conglomerate of thing that thinks so incredibly. That's why we are that form on earth. We just need to embrace more, talk more, write more of these things to ourselves. And instead of calling someone, hey, you want to hear my problem, and just dwell on the problem, talk solution, and then talk about I'm in ease and flow. I am that I am. I'm the power of God on earth. I trust the floodgates will open. I allow my special skills and abilities to be seen by everyone. I'm in direct alignment to the people, places, and things that can lift me up. I'm in direct alignment to everything I desire. I'm in direct alignment to the holy things happening. I just trust my path is peace and grace wherever I go. No thing less than 100% pure light touches this body, for I am divinely guided and protected. You can come up with this wonderful protection sayings for yourself. They can be just short, or they can be a few words that trigger what feels right and comfortable for you. All your desires are met. You have enough. You are more than enough. You are more than enough. And I don't even like saying want and need anymore because the universe hears this wanting. The universe hears this needing. You desire it. You deserve it. It's your divine right. So all these cards are pointing to helping the planet means us stepping up. Us stepping up. And if it looks like there's a slowness to it, there's divine timing. And in the past, I'd like to say, boy timing is different than girl timing, which can be kind of true from the past, like when a girl goes on a date with a guy. Oh, I hope he calls. Oh, yeah, can't wait. Want to go on another date? And sometimes guy timing is this old paradigm, stereotypical. Well, I don't want to call too soon because I like her, but I don't want to, think I like her too much. And the girl's like, she's making the nest. She's having the nest happen already, right? I know I can do this. New question mark. Yes. From what I understand, the little bit that I know, I have learned to know you a little bit, that you have the desire as a light being and a light worker to, as you do your light, exponentially let it radiate and touch others. Not a force. Your presence is all that matters. Your clarity is all that matters. Not your vocalness in all cases. Clarity of your spirit. Not righteousness of spirit. Clarity. Your humanity and your divinity. That's all. There's no random act of kindness. There's no fucking random act of kindness. You either are kind or you are not. Let me see, it's 3:00. I think I'll be kind in my random. Oh, you either are kind or you're not. You do what you can do. And if you can't do that request, you do the next best thing. You wish that person or that situation as much light of goodness and care as your grace at that moment can muster. Random act. There's no such random. You're kind or you're not kind. That's it. You strive or are good or you're not good. And sometimes when we are thinking we're being good, we're not being good. So it's us to notice and say, oh, I noticed. Okay, I'm not going to do that. And do less, not do that. You put your hand on the stove and you feel it's too hot, don't do that. At some point you put a hand on the stove and go, oh yeah, it didn't hurt. Because you can do anything, you can master anything. And it might even serve. Maybe with your power, you need to make the stove hotter. So these were excellent cards. I especially liked this one, which was not upside down. This was not a stall. Expand your horizons. So we are doing this and we're going into this. Yeah, a beautiful painting, isn't it? Expand your horizons. Number 4, being yourself, being, leap of faith, getting out of our comfort zone and being the gods, goddesses that we are. Ta-da! Yeah. And so here's something that I'm going to do as a light worker. I don't know if it'll work for you, but you can try it. Use colors. Use colors around you. If you're going to have people in your car, you might want to paint your car. I'm going to use rose gold. I'm going to be talking about my Merkaba being on, the car Merkaba being on. And when you look at people, send them the light. You may never say anything. You may be walking into a convenience store. You can, through your chakras of your eyes, of your silent throat at the moment, your heart, you can send them colors that they might feel uplifted in whatever present state they are. So if they're in a good mood, you don't know them, they'll feel higher. If they're feeling whatever because of all this great topics, you might just feel better. And just by your showing up, by your presence, you have made a world of difference. You make a world of difference. You are a frequency in a form. And you get to decide, because you have a thinking mind and heart, how you want to use your powers. Do you want to use your powers for good stuff in life? Or do you want to stay in an old place and complain and whatever? All of us, we have choices. You know, sometimes it doesn't seem like it at the moment, but it doesn't mean that the solution's not percolating and ready for you coming. And that sometimes you're needed in a place where you are. And that's the holdup. Like, say I want to move, that's happening. I know that that's happening, dude. And dudettes and whoever listens, that's happening. If it doesn't look like at the moment because of this, and this, it's not about that. It's that there is a timing that I'm, like, let's say it looks like lack of money or not the right car or not the right place and don't know where to go. Everything is coming into play. Everything is getting lined up. There are players I don't know yet that I'm meeting. There's other people I don't know whose lives I'm going to affect, and I'm so hopeful in my light work, a good way, and they're going to affect me too. And we're going to be in dialogue or silent exchange. This is how wonderful this energy works, and that you get to decide. And so I'm allowing, yeah. So whether I end up in Stewart or what is it called, New Smyrna Beach, where I can't say the name, on the Atlantic Ocean, whether I end up in Tampa or somewhere on the Gulf Coast, I don't think I'm going to end up in Boca. I have relatives in like Boca, Boynton, like around there. I don't necessarily feel that, but I'm open and yeah, and that I'll be doing my thing with Oracle cards, energy. And if I do have to take on any temporary job that feels correct, I will do that. But I hope to work in a store and or situation and or my own thing where I'm assisting others into whatever they need assisted in terms of a healing, transmission, session, an overview of correction, support, upliftment, empowerment. And then my art will have the light codes in it and stuff. And that, just holding that, makes you feel warm and good. And with your own heart, I'm thinking will, what's the right word I want to use? It's like, will also disintegrate any dysfunction and make any correction within the body that it needs to be. And I'm learning too about when I hear certain, intuitive people, do I really agree? Don't I agree? And that's the beauty of discernment. That's the beauty of stepping into your own power. You get to choose. Someday you like those people, and then you don't like them so much, and you go get information elsewhere. And then later you go back and just see what their jive is, and then, because we grow and change in so many ways throughout the day. Yeah. There's understood, there's understood. I know there's that talk about whatever that is, and I'm just going to trust that when I say understand, it's not that I'm less than. But if understood is good for you, that's great. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out about all these people we admired, who had huge channels, and some may be there, but being watched by the good guys, as famous or big as they are, whether it's Dr. Ward or Charlie Free or whoever, sometimes even I Feel Good, Magenta Pixie, I think they, in their own way, on purpose or not, gave some misinformation. And I think it's just for you to feel through that and take the good of whatever it is they have. And it's not a wrongness or rightness. It's more like what really is speaks to your truth center. And so there's people I've admired that I haven't listened to. And there's people that were even, it's interesting, was on that salute to President Trump. And there's one woman on there that I haven't watched her stuff because I don't trust her. That's just me. I don't dig her energy. And she was on there. But she could have been on there as either she got controlled or she switched sides, or I'm wrong. And maybe she was always good. But she was someone that used to help all of Hollywood do their breath work. And there was just some stuff I didn't even like her free breath work that she wanted to give away on Spiritually Raw or some programs. Like, it didn't resonate. It felt like weird energy. So I'm just saying, I usually get when it's really weird energy. So, but you're going to feel that out for yourself. Because that's you. That's your sovereign right. That's your divineness. Yeah. Right. So, if you liked any part of this and you're willing to share, please forward it to your social platforms. And if anyone you know needs help and they're willing to, perhaps, if they can, work by donation, give them my email, give them my phone number. If they can't and they are in need, of course I'm going to help them. Of course I'm going to help them. I'm not going to deny them. And yeah, and my little coyote hat just loves you, cares. So, Don Lynch and whoever else may come to hear this, blessings to you. May you know the power that you are. You are powered by the stars. You are the key. Activate the power within.